So there's definitely some strange things that happen when your third eye opens. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the 11 strange things that will happen or do happen when your third eye opens. Now, the reason that this is so important to understand is because sometimes you might do meditation techniques, things like that, that open your third eye. The other event is that as you are waking up, as you are having a spiritual awakening, it happens on its own. And so it's very important to understand these 11 strange things that occur when your third eye opens so that you can be prepared. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and I know this kind of, you're not sure what to think, but this is not what you think. And when you learn these things, man, it really opens everything up to a whole new lens. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button right over there and right over there, and let's dive right into this video. Okay, so the first strange thing that happens is you see white and blue lights. So white and blue lights, really, it's important to understand because you might be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Because you can kind of see them maybe in the peripheral, or maybe you see them very clearly. And it may happen and you're wondering what the heck is going on. So it's important to understand, first of all, everything is energy. So you aren't going crazy, you aren't seeing anything weird or paranormal. Everything is an energy field. And when your third eye opens and really your consciousness kind of shifts out a little bit of the idea of being a little physical body stuck in a little physical world, and you get a little bit more cosmic perspective that occurs, you start to see things less finite, less as all these firm edges everywhere on everything, and empty space is just empty space. And you start to take a more bird's eye perspective from the quantum workings of the universe, and you see energy fields, you see energy lights, and you see energy orbs. Sometimes these may be spirit guides, sometimes it's just you seeing beyond the conditioned level of visible light that you are used to in third dimension. Visible light is a very small bandwidth of energy. Just like, you blow a dog whistle and you can't hear the dog whistle, doesn't mean the dog whistle doesn't exist. No, it just means that your ears aren't attuned, they aren't able to pick up the level of sound, the energy waves of sound that come out of the dog whistle. So your senses aren't able to perceive that much energy. Well, the same thing happens with the way that our consciousness is conditioned. And we only see so much energy. That little energy that we see is a very small bandwidth of infinite energy, of light photons. It's called visible light. So when your third eye opens, you see more of visible light. This is what they are. The second strange thing that happens is that your sixth sense, so to speak, your intuitive faculty becomes very awake and very alert. It's as if your sixth sense had a double espresso shot. You just all of a sudden feel like you're way more tuned in. You know how like when you're trying to play 100.7 on the FM radio, or you're trying to play 88.1 on AM, and you're getting two stations that are kind of bleeding through at the same time? And then you slightly turn the knob and boom, all of a sudden it's perfect and you can hear the sound crisp and perfectly. It's kind of like what happens to your sixth sense and your intuitive faculties when your third eye opens. It's like a little dial shifted a little bit and then boom, because all the energy that ever was and ever will be, it's 100% evenly present at all places at all times. Spirit is never created or destroyed. Energy is never created or destroyed. So that means all the energy that ever was and ever will be, all the information, all the ideas, all truth, all understanding, it's already here now. It's just where is your level of awareness to tune into it? And as your intuitive sense, as your sixth sense starts to be dialed in more perfectly, you can pick things up. Almost like you know the answer to things people ask before they even ask it. You can read other people's energy vibes. We'll get into more of that later. It's like you have a couple options and decisions, and you just absolutely know that this one's right, and you know exactly how it's going to work out. And you've never really had that before, and it feels kind of weird, and you aren't sure whether you should trust it. But then you go do it, and then boom, it works out perfectly, and every detail that you said would happen ends up happening. This is your sixth sense. This is the result, or one of the results, of your third eye opening and your consciousness expanding. Number 3, meditation can get strange. This is what happened to me when I was doing a 14-day silent meditation in a monastery in Thailand, and I started having my meditations get strange. Like, there's no other really way to explain it. When you grow up thinking you're a little physical body, and you think you are your body and you are your name and you live in a physical world like I did, and you're doing 14-day silent meditation, and like everything shifts, and I feel like my kundalini rises, my third eye opens, and I'm sitting in these meditations just having the most vivid experiences, like literally a fully real reality in my meditation. And it was so intense and it was so vivid that meditation got a little bit strange. It was just like answers always came to me. I was so in tune with the universe that I would ask something and then the picture would show up perfectly in my mind, because my spiritual sense, my spiritual eye was being woken up so much. And that may happen to you. Maybe in meditation you're seeing so much colors, you're seeing things so vividly, you're getting so much information and intuition coming to you that it can feel a little bit overwhelming. Nothing to worry about. That's just when you take a deep breath in and out and you remember you are a spiritual being in a physical body. So comment that down below. I am a spiritual being in a physical body. Number 4 is your dreams get very vivid and real, like so real. Sometimes you open up your eyes, and then that's when the whole idea of like, is dreams actually a parallel reality that's totally real? And then I wake up and come back into this reality, and dreams are real also. And so is this reality is real? And like you get into that place, you may get very clear answers immediately. I highly suggest that you get a little journal like this and you put it on the side of your bed and you write out what happens to you when you kind of wake up a little bit. So you might go to the restroom in the middle of the night, or you might go get a cup of water, and you just had this like crazy, vivid, strange dream. It's because your spiritual eye, your third eye is so waking up, and your awareness is rising so much that you're having these crazy, vivid things. And oftentimes it's your higher self speaking to you, or it's the future playing out in your dream state. And so you have a journal and a pen next to your bed, and you just write out what happened, what did I learn from it, just super quick for 20 seconds. And if you start keeping a journal log of what's occurring in your dream state, you're going to get the answers to a lot of questions, and it's going to be like almost like a cheat code for your life. Now, number 5 is a little bit more strange, and that's that you start to see other people's vibes and energies, and you can read them really easily. Sometimes this is a little weird because it's like kind of like a superpower. Like you can pick up on the micro expressions and micro thoughts of people. You can feel their vibes, and in a lot of instances, you can see the energy field. So right now, I'm going to have Kirlian photography flash up onto the screen right now. Kirlian photography is actually a form of photography that captures the energy leaving the body, exuding from the body. And this is kind of what it looks like sometimes when your third eye really opens and you just more in general get a lot more in tune with your spiritual self. You can see other people's energy. Sometimes it'll look as different colors. Somebody's might be more reddish, might be more greenish, one might be more bluish. And a lot of times the colors mean things. Like you can pick up an emotional state will match a color pattern. And so it may go to that extreme where you really are seeing basically auras or energy fields. You're really seeing energy fields. And everyone has their own frequency at which their energy field vibrates at, and some people have different colors based off of the emotional vibratory pattern or frequency that's being broadcasted. So that happens. And then also you become very, 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 very empathetic. Like you become a big empath. You become very in tune with other people's feelings and emotions, which is great. I mean, it's very helpful in relationships. It's very helpful with boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, business partner, customer, sales, clients, because you can really get in touch with people on a deep level. You say something and you might feel a certain frequency they're emanating that you pick up subconsciously, and you'll be able to respond to it to improve the interaction and all those types of great things. So I know it can be a little bit strange, but it's actually where humanity is heading as our consciousness continues to evolve and we start to see energy fields more clearly. Number 6 is you might feel an unexplainable presence. This is why I titled this video Strange Things, because you might be used to being a little physical body and being a little physical being. And so you might feel kind of a presence. It might just be a presence of the larger energy field that you are. A lot of times people will mistake that for a spirit guide, because we're all an energy field. If we flash up this picture of the human energy field onto the screen here, you are a vibrating, pulsing pattern of energy. And when you get really in tune, and for instance, you bring your attention to your hand, and I learned this from Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, and you bring your attention, you say, is there life in my hands? And you bring your attention to your hands, and you be still. Don't ask your mind it, bring your attention there. Just right now, while we were watching this, with your eyes open, bring your attention to your hand, to your foot. And when you do that, you can feel the energy moving. Well, a lot of times that's what you're really feeling when you feel a presence. So first of all, it's that, because you're getting in touch with your overall you're a vibrating mass of energy moving at a very quick speed, and when you get to a higher level of consciousness, you could feel it. So that's number one. Then the sub part of that is that it can be spirit guides, it can be ancestors, people that have passed on from this dimension that are guiding you. It's always in the highest and best good. Remember that. It is always in the highest and best good, surrounded by love and light. Your energy field is a beautiful white light surrounded by love and light. Nothing to ever worry about. It's always love and light, highest and best good of all concerned. And it might give you certain ideas. It might give you an overwhelming field of support and love and comfort. And at any time, you can ask this higher power that you feel to surround you with continuous love and light. Number 7, this is where it gets a little bit more strange. You see less lines of demarcation. So think about this. If everything is energy, right? My body's energy, this chair is energy, and this wall is energy. Really, we are all connected. It doesn't look like it because it looks like my hand has a line of demarcation that ends right at the tip of my fingers, right? And then there's space between my hand and the wall, or there's space between my hand and my head, or there's space between my hand and that doorknob, right? I'm 6 inches away from it. That's a line of demarcation where it marks where something stops. Really, there actually isn't any demarcation lines between where something stops and starts. The perceived separation that we see is because our eyes only pick up so much visible light, and so it looks like one thing stops and another thing starts. When in reality, it's a bunch of different patterns of energy that are flitting and fleeting and vibrating at certain frequency rates and certain levels of vibration. And so it looks like that. But really, it's one seamless energy field. There's only one mind in the universe. There's one originating source in the universe. But there's many different manifestations and frequencies of that and appearances of it that are based off of the level at which the light photons vibrate at, gives something the appearance of being new, different, or separate. It's really not. That's why in Buddhism they call this world the world of Maya, because it's the world of illusion. It's an illusion that everything is separate. And when your third eye really opens, or you spiritually awaken a lot, you might start to see less lines of demarcation, right? And that happens to a lot of people after a very deep spiritual experience. And and it happens when your third eye starts to open more. You feel like you aren't seeing things quite as clearly and finite as they used to be. So, when you're really in touch like that, your husband or wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, instead of just looking like a solid body, they might just have more of an energy field to it. There's nothing to worry about. You're really just tapping into a higher universal level of consciousness, because there's only one originating source of energy here, and there really is no line of demarcation. You and I are one, and you are also one with everything in reality. It's just a bunch of different energy levels, and you have a unique point of awareness that allows you to perceive things for your own soul's experience and expression on this journey. But you aren't separate from anything. We are all one. So comment down below, energy is never created or destroyed. Comment down below, energy is never created or destroyed. So if it's never created or destroyed, and there's only one originating source of energy, then there really is no line of demarcation. You're just starting to see it now that your third eye is opening up. Number 8, you may feel very disinterested in a lot of quote-unquote normal things. A lot of things that were normal for you, you start to feel very disinterested in. You feel very in touch with energy. You feel very in touch with spirit, with your own emotions, with your own feelings. And, maybe before you used to do a certain thing every Friday, and you and your friends would watch a horror movie. And now it's just like you can't bear the thought of doing that. You're so disinterested in it. Well, it's because you're way more in touch with your own emotions, and that's not resonating with you anymore. And so it's okay. You don't need to feel weird. You don't need to feel different. You don't need to feel guilty or ashamed about it. Here's what you need to remember about it, is that ultimately you improve the world and your own life by saying yes to the things that resonate with you. Yes to the things that resonate with you. If you want to build the best life ever, you have to get in touch with how you feel. And when your third eye opens, you are more in touch with spirit, and you are more in touch with your intuitive faculties, and you're more in touch with your own feelings. Feelings are just conscious awareness of your own vibration. So you're more in touch with vibration and energy. And so because of that, you're more in touch with free will. And free will gives you the opportunity to choose things that resonate with you or don't resonate with you. And so start to say yes to the things that resonate with you, and don't feel ashamed or guilty or bad about saying no to the people, places, and things that no longer are resonating with you anymore. Number 9 is you feel a constant pulsing of energy. This is really fun, actually, because it's like a big, beautiful trip, because in order to be in touch with your energy, because you're an energy field, right? We've already showed the image of that. Flash it on the screen again right now, and you can see it one more time just to conceptualize it. So you are an energy field. And so the reason we don't notice that is because we're so identified with thought forms, we're so identified with mental concepts, that we're so attached to the thoughts in our head, that we've identified more with being trapped inside the matrix of our mind, as opposed to the larger energy field and the larger spirit that is omnipresent and is always emanating a vibratory pattern or frequency or energy. And so what happens is, you do that exercise that we did earlier, right? When I said, bring your attention to your hands or your foot. And I invite you to do this on your own. It's a good way to keep attuning your spiritual sense. You just bring your attention to your hand or your attention to your foot, and you say, is there life in my hands? You don't ask your mind the question. You bring your attention to your hand or foot, and you keep focusing on the rising and falling of your breath. So, is there life in my hands? And you keep a nice rhythmic breath until you get in touch with the energy in your hands or the energy in your foot. This is getting you in touch with your larger energy field and yourself as spirit. You are identifying with yourself as spirit and formless energy. And when you get more in touch with the energy, you can move your attention and go, is there life in my left foot? Let me bring my attention to my left foot. Same thing, focus on my breath, bring my attention to my foot. Wait till I feel the energy. go to your right foot. And you can go all the way up and down your body. And this is going to basically activate your higher consciousness and your third eye. Number 10, things materialize quickly into your life. This is strange because we're taught to believe, we're conditioned to believe that we live in a world of time and space. So the thing that you want, the thing you're imagining and dreaming about, we think, well, it's going to take X amount of days, weeks, months, or years because, things take time. Well, Albert Einstein already showed us that time is an illusion. It's just that it's so above our head that we've never really grasped what Einstein was saying. He already told us time is an illusion. There is no such thing as time. If all the energy that ever was and ever will be is 100% evenly present in all places at all times, what that really means is there's an infinite amount of energy happening simultaneously, and your perception determines what you experience. If energy is never created or destroyed, there technically can't be a past or a future. There's just right now, and all the energy that ever was and ever will be vibrating at different frequency levels beyond visible light that you can tap into with higher levels of consciousness. And so when you understand that, all you're really doing is moving energy into different forms. It goes from the non-physical spirit dimension into the world of form. In the same way that a cup of water, if you turn up a fire, you're going to turn that water into steam and then ultimately into air, ether, or gas, and it'll totally disappear out of the level of steam. So it's transmuting, it's going through a law called the law of perpetual transmutation, where energy is moving in and out of form, into form, out of form, from spirit into matter, from spirit into matter. Well, your thoughts are cosmic waves, as Bob Proctor says. They are cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space. That's what your thoughts are. So you can comment that down below. Cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space are thoughts. Thoughts are cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space. So you can't see your thoughts, so we often think they're not real. But your thoughts are you obtaining things in higher dimensions, and through your own consciousness and perception, you can bring them into form. And when your third eye really opens and you become a lot more spiritually awake, you offer a lot less resistance and a lot less of the social conditioning of viewing yourself as a little body, and things take a lot of time to show up in your life. And this is where you can imagine a business succeeding, and in days, hours, or weeks, the perfect person comes into play. The money comes, the resources come. You can visualize something in your mind, and you very quickly get the money show up in your life, or the person comes very fast for whatever it is that you want. And this is because you've shrunk the time delay between thought to thing. Thoughts become things. And you've shrunken the time delay because your level of awareness has actually increased and rose. So you can do a thought experiment, and you can see how quickly can you materialize things into your life. And if you really want to amplify that, check out my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below. I made a free success hypnosis to reprogram my subconscious mind, because once I learned all this stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, if your subconscious controls 95% of your life, why don't I reprogram my subconscious mind in the same way that I update a computer software? So why don't I update the software of my subconscious? I write the code myself, and I make the code say that I'm worthy of everything I desire. I'm attracting huge, amazing success, miracles every day. I'm financially free. I'm a multi-millionaire. I program myself for all of these epic things. And then they started coming into my life really fast, and now I give it away for free, and every day I get these epic stories of people who attract amazing things with a lot less effort and a lot faster. So if you really want to amplify that, check out jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below, pinned to the comments. It's jakeshypnosis.com, and it's in the description as well. And that's my free success hypnosis to speed up the process of manifestation. Last but not least, you remember that everything is energy, and energy is love. Because what is energy? Energy is spirit. And this spirit is love. And so your third eye opening up and your spiritual awareness growing brings you back to the truth that the most important thing is love. The most important thing is to feel good. And when you feel good, you are really feeling God. You are connected to your divine source, your true nature. You're connected to a higher power when you feel good. And feeling good is synonymous with feeling God. And being in touch with this is love. And so it reminds you to love yourself, to love your life, to say yes to the things that resonate with you, because life's too short to use guilt and shame and habitual programming to live a life with things that don't resonate with you. And that in a world of so much chaos and so much bizarre things happening, the most important thing is for you to send love through your own energy field, because as you do that, since there's only one universal mind here, you're sending those vibratory patterns, those possibilities into the collective consciousness. It makes it easier for other people to tap into. And so you ultimately get redirected to the ultimate truth. The purpose of life is love, and to find love within yourself and to be love in the world. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and I wanted to share with you 11 strange things that happen when your third eye opens. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the like button right over there on this side and right over there. I know it sounds silly, and everyone always asks, hey, can you leave a comment down below? Can you hit the like button? But it actually does help the YouTube algorithm and send it out to more people. So if you enjoy this channel, if you really got a lot of value from this video, or you learned something new or interesting, make sure that you hit the like button right over there, or hit it right over there, and leave a comment down below and say, today is going to be an amazing day. Comment down below, today is going to be an amazing day. And that'll send this out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. So thank you for watching this video. If you haven't yet, go down below and get Jake's Hypnosis, my free success hypnosis, and then let me know what quick and amazing things come into your life as a result of using it. You'll see it in the description and pinned to the comments right there down below. So thank you for being a subscriber. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button right over there, or right over there, as well as the bell notification. You may have been subscribed for like a year or two, but unless you hit the bell notification, you don't get notified for new videos. So hit it right over there, and let me remind you, you're a spiritual being in a physical body. The purpose of life is love. At the source of everything is just energy. And when you take a deep breath in and out, you can get in touch with yourself as an energy being, as a vibrational being. Remember, you can materialize anything that you want in life with the power of thought. Have an absolutely great day, and remember, today is going to be an amazing day.